Another thing I wanted to show today is that in Exodus chapter 3 verse 14, God the Father, no human has ever stopped God and asked, "Who are you? What is your name?" It's interesting. As we meet family and friends, as we go to different formal occasions, we love to introduce people. And I love to introduce, hi, my name is David, and you love to hear your name being introduced and so on. So we enjoy that type of introduction. And here we see Moses is in the wilderness. Moses was not looking for God. Moses was not interceding or desperately crying unto God, but God shows up in a burning bush. God has this special encounter with Moses, and Moses asks God, "Who are you and what is your name?" Who are you and what is your name? And the first time in the Bible we would read that God introduces to Moses. God gives introduction about himself, and he says, "I am that I am. I am who I am." That is a special way of God's revelation. The I am meaning the ever-present God. Ever-present God means God as always has been existed. God has always existed, and his name is Yahweh, means I am. The Bible reveals that I am passages meaning I am that existed. Elohim meaning in the beginning, nothing else before that. In the beginning, God, that is Elohim. Elohim continues. The same word, Elohim, I am, Jesus uses. Jesus picks up the same phrase, and he talks to his in the New Testament about Elohim passages of God's revelation, about God's name and purpose. If you will closely look at the scriptures, if we study the New Testament, we would see that Jesus Christ talks about, "I am the bread of life." Jesus says, "I am the bread of life." Jesus says, "I am the light of the world." Jesus says, "I am the door." Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd." Jesus says, "I am the door, I am the resurrection, and I am the wine." The same I am who revealed to Moses, the same I am who revealed to Moses in the wilderness that he's self-sufficient. The name itself is self-sufficient. I am meaning that existed before everything was. Today, Jesus Christ, today the God the Father wants to give his name to us, his promise to us, that if we were to understand the God the Father, if we understand the magnitude and the scope of this I am passages, the same I am passages is given to each one of us today in the person of Jesus Christ. And listen to me carefully. When Jesus says, "I am the bread of life," meaning he gives the bread to us, he gives the sustenance to us, he gives the life in the person of Christ. When we feast upon the Lord, when we continue to seek God's will into our lives, God sustains us, God takes us through, he meets every need, he takes us into the next step, and God is the bread of life. Are you hungry today? Are you feeling thirsty? Jesus says, "Come unto me, I will give you the bread of life." When we come to Elohim, when we come to God the Father, he sustains you. Come unto the Lord says, "Come, those who are hungry. Come, those who are thirsty," because the Lord wants to feed you. The Lord wants to serve you. The Lord wants to satisfy you. Today, you may be busy with career, with life, things, family, business, shopping, all those things life is happening. But are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? Today, God the Father reminds us. Today, God the Father reminds us that he wants to satisfy your lives. You want to satisfy your soul. And today God invites you to him, that we can understand that God, and not only that God, Another thing is that God initiates, God creates. Another passage I want to remind you today is Psalm 121 verses 2. We see, I lift up mine eyes unto the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. And then please watch the next phrase. The next sentence in the same verse, we see the maker of heaven and earth. The God the Father is the creator. God the Father is the maker of heaven and earth. Today, if I want to remind you one thing, God the Father is the creator. God the Father is the creator of your lives. You are the product of God's initiation. Did you know that God is a source supply? And we have this privilege of knowing this God in a personal way. We have this privilege of personally knowing God the Father in Jesus Christ, because Jesus says to his disciples, many disciples would come to him, John chapter verse 14, verse 8 and 9, where we would see Philip come to Jesus and says, Jesus, show us this Father. Jesus introduced us to this Father, and Jesus says, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Whoever is in me, and they're seeing God. Today we see God in Jesus Christ. God the Father is visible to us in Jesus Christ, taking the words of Jesus seriously, because Jesus wants to reveal himself to us, that he is real and he is interested in your lives. What a joy it is to know God the Father. What a privilege it is that God revealed himself. God revealed himself in Jesus Christ. God said to Abraham, God revealed himself to Abraham. God revealed himself and introduced himself to Moses and said, I am that I am. The word I am. Jesus picks up the same word I am. Jesus says, I am the bread of life. I am the good shepherd. I am the door. I am the resurrection. I am the vine. I am. Passages are so powerful. And today I want you to personalize that I am passages. Today I want you to understand God the Father is relational. I want you to understand and comprehend God the Father is creator. God the Father initiates. God the Father appears and interested in our lives. And we have seen how God the Father has revealed himself. And today God the Father desires to appear himself to us. God wanted to show up in your family. God wanted to show up at your work life. God wanted to show up at a shopping mall. God wanted to show up at your church, at your community. And my prayer, my desire for each one of you is to get to know this God the Father, the creator of this universe, the creator of our lives, is interested. And today I invite you to personally call upon the name of the Lord. Personally call the name Yahweh, the first person of the Trinity, God the Father.